अस्सलामुअलैकुम, मेरा नाम सलमान शाहिद है और मैं रेहान स्कूल इस्लामाबाद कैंपस में RSF 8 में फाउंडेशन लेवल का स्टूडेंट हूँ। और आज मेरा टास्क है सी से माया से वर्ड हेलो के ऊपर जो है हमने बात करनी है कि हेलो वर्ड बेसिकली आया किधर से था, इसको मशहूर करने वाला शख्स कौन था, इससे पहले कौन से अल्फाज यूज़ होते थे। जिस तरह आज हम हेलो बोलते हैं, इससे पहले कौन से अल्फाज थे जो लोग इस्तेमाल करते थे एक दूसरे को ग्रीट करने के लिए, एक दूसरे से उनकी तवज्जो हासिल करने के लिए। तो हम शुरू करते हैं टास्क को। हियर वी गो।
Good to hear from you.
Hello Maya, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming through clearly. What's going on?
How are you doing today? Are you doing fine?
I'm doing well, thanks. I was actually thinking about our hello deep dive from last week. Did you know Edison wanted people to start phone calls with hello, while Bell preferred ahoy?
Today is our
Pretty
topic.
wild.
Today topic is our gonna talk about the word hello, where did it come from, and so today our topic is about word hello. So I'm having some question regarding word hello, so I'm gonna ask you one by one. So here's my first question: where did the word hello originally come from?
My search didn't quite catch that. Could you maybe repeat your question one more time?
Yeah.
It got a little cut off.
All right. Here's the
Okay,
question:
so
where did the word hello originally come from?
just looking that up for you. So hello actually started as something like holla or hello, basically just a shout to get someone's attention. Way back in the 1300s, it wasn't a friendly greeting at first, more like a hey over here. Then it became hello, then hello. Edison popularized it for the telephone, even though Bell liked ahoy better.
All right. You said like people before using hello, they use the word hello, and hey, where are you going?
Yeah,
That's the word, the sentence that they were using before hello.
right. People were using holla or holo, kind of like calling out to get someone's attention, like shouting, hey, or yo. Before hello became a greeting, it was more of an attention grabber.
No.
Makes sense that something like that would evolve into a way to start conversations, right?
Yeah. So another question: what
Yeah.
was used before hello became common?
So before hello was the common way to start conversations, people were just using stuff like holla or holo to get people's attention, basically shouting to get someone to look at you or notice you.
All right, like people using hello to gain someone attention, right?
Exactly. Yeah, people started with shouty attention getters, then it gradually morphed into friendly greetings like, hello, we know today.
All right. So here's another question: where did people start using hello as a greeting?
That's actually when things get interesting. The phone basically made it take off. Thomas Edison pushed for hello as the standard greeting for telephone calls back in 1877. Before that, people were still mostly using hulo or just shouting to get attention.
The person you named was Thomas Edison, right?
Right, it was Thomas Edison who advocated for hello when the telephone started taking off. Although Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone, actually preferred ahoy as the telephone greeting. Kind of fitting for a phone, right?
Alexander Graham Bell introduced the word
Yeah, he
"ayo,"
really
right? Ayo.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat that for me?
Yeah, I said you said the person Alexander Graham Bell used the word he used the word to gain attention on the phone. Why? What's the word? Can you repeat that?
Oh, got it. Alexander Graham Bell preferred ahoy as the
Ahoy.
telephone greeting, like the nautical term you'd shout on a ship. But Edison pushed hello instead, and that's the one that actually stuck.
Okay, so was hello
What's the
always
next question?
meant as a greeting?
What did you mean?
Yeah, was hello always meant as a greeting?
Not always. That's a good question. Originally, hello was just an attention grabber, like shouting "hey" to get someone's notice. It only became a specific greeting when people started using it for phone calls in the 1880s.
All right, so people using the word hello on the phone just.
Exactly. People started specifically using hello when answering the phone, and since that was a new thing people were doing constantly, it turned it from a shout into a standard way to start conversations in general. Before phones, it was just, "Hey, over here."
Oh, okay. And how did hello?
Do you have another?
Yeah, and how did hello evolve
How
linguistically over time?
Good question. It started as shouts, like holla in the 1300s. Used to get someone's attention. That became hello, and then eventually hello. Pretty gradual. When the telephone came around and Edison pushed hello as the standard greeting, that standardized the spelling and usage. So it kind of went from shout, the standard greeting, thanks to tech. Linguistic evolution isn't always super dramatic. Sometimes it's just things changing gradually with usage.
Okay, so Thomas Edison was the person who introduced the word hello as a greeting.
Right, exactly. He pushed for it specifically to be the standard greeting when people answered the phone in 1877. So people could hear hello consistently when they picked up the receiver.
Okay, and which language influenced the creation of hello?
That's interesting, actually. Hello traces back to old German roots, words like "hala" or "hola" are where it started. That's where the original shout came from. So while we use it in English, the word itself really grew out of Germanic roots.
So what was the language exactly which introduced the word
Old German.
German, right?
Yeah, Old German. Yeah, Old German. That's the origin of halo or hola, which is where hello comes from.
Okay, Old German, right?
Does that make sense? Exactly.
All right. And
What was that?
and did ancient civilization have an equivalent of hello?
That's actually a really interesting question. Romans used salve or salvete. Greeks had Kyr. And in ancient Egypt, they would say Emhotep. So, yeah, all civilizations had some way of saying hi or welcome. It just sounded different in different places.
Yeah. Which was the person like? Uh, what was the religion who were using the word salvate? What was the religion? Can you repeat that?
Oh, yeah. So the use were Romans.
Okay, and what's the religion?
Ancient Roman polytheism was their primary religion.
Ancient Roman, you're saying, right?
Right. Ancient Romans were the ones who used salve as a greeting.
All right, and who popularized the use of hello? I guess that
Thomas said,
Thomas Edison,
yeah, that's,
right? No, I did ask you
yeah, exactly.
before, and
Yep, sorry, you.
okay,
I know you did. Yeah, Edison. We've covered that one before.
yeah,
When
Okay, and
Do you
how
have
did,
another question?
yeah, I'm having another question. How did industrialization affect everyday greetings?
That's interesting. Industrialization actually made hello even more popular. When people started moving around more for jobs and cities got bigger, there was more interaction between people who weren't already connected. That meant needing a universal way to greet each other. So the simplified, standardized hello fit perfectly with an increasingly mobile society. Before that, greetings were more localized and community specific.
All right, so basically the word hello helps the people to greet someone and made connection with them easily, right?
Exactly. It became that simple go to greeting when people were interacting with strangers all the time, made it way easier to connect with people they hadn't met before.
Okay.
Do you have any other
Yeah,
questions about hello for today?
yeah, I'm happy.
What's your next one? Great.
And how do
I'm glad we covered
yeah,
the.
and how do different
All right.
cultures say hello?
Yeah, let me look that up real quick. So many different ways. Handshakes are big in lots of places, but then you've got bowing in Japan, where the deeper the bow, the more respect you show. And in France and Italy, they do cheek kisses, and in Qatar and the UAE, men sometimes bump noses. Maori people press their noses together in a greeting called hongi. It's pretty fascinating, right?
Like you're trying to say
Right?
people use their accent to say hello, or what's the purpose of saying different?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I caught that. Could you say that again?
Yeah,
The audio cut out there for a sec.
yeah, I'm having some bad connection. I'm saying like people were using, like you said, people were using their culture were using different ways to say hello. So what's the main purpose of using like the different way to say hello?
Ah, got it. Yeah, the reason people greet differently really comes down to culture. Greetings show respect, signal friendship, and just fit within traditions. Bow in Japan is different from a handshake because it reflects their values around humility and connection. Each greeting communicates something unique about the people and their history.
All right, okay, and
Yeah,
nowadays is hello used universally today?
pretty much, yeah. Hello became the global standard thanks to the phone. It's pretty universal now when you travel around, especially in international settings. But obviously, people also still use their own local greetings too.
Yeah, because the way I know, the, the the person who answer the phone, the first word they say is hello, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hello became that phone standard way back in the 1880s with Edison's push for it, and it's kind of stuck since then. Everyone answers with it now, no matter where they are.
Okay, and how does body language change a greeting?
That's actually a good point. Body language makes greetings much richer. Like we talked about, a bow in Japan has a whole meaning behind it, depending on the angle and who you're bowing to. Handshakes show respect and confidence. Even how you say hello with a big smile versus a quick nod changes the message entirely.
Okay, and what
Yeah,
role does respect play in greetings?
respect's huge. It's pretty much built into every greeting. A deeper bow shows more respect in Japan. Formal titles matter more in some cultures. Even gestures like making eye contact or keeping certain distance show how much honor you're giving someone. Basically, greetings aren't just words, they're nonverbal ways we show each other's status and acknowledgement.
All right, like to reach someone, to gain, like to make connection with someone. The the word hello is basically performing a big task.
Totally, yeah.
No,
Such a tiny word doing a lot of work, breaking the ice, showing you recognize the other person, starting a conversation. It's amazing how much rides on that first hello, honestly. You start off well, it's easier for a connection to happen from there.
okay. And what does hello
Mm.
literally mean?
That's a fun question. Hello originally meant basically just getting someone's attention. It wasn't like wishing someone well, it was more like calling out when you first saw them. But obviously, people started associating it with pleasantries, so now we associate it with welcome and friendliness.
Like there is no any specific meaning of the word hello.
Pretty much, yeah. Hello literally comes from shouting ho to get someone to look at you. It just became friendly over time.
Okay, is hello considered a word or an interjection?
Actually, hello is considered an interjection, which is interesting, right? Interjections are like shouts or expressions rather than full thoughts or nouns. So, yeah, it's technically in that same category as something like hey or oops.
Okay.
It is, though, that's what linguistic groups say about it. It's more about expression than meaning.
Hmm. And nowadays,
Yeah,
what are the
you're good to go.
modern alternatives like hey or yo?
Yeah, definitely. Hey is super common, especially when you already know someone. A lot of people use he. It's more informal but still friendly. There's also the quick nod or wave as you pass someone. Now, if you're texting HMU or something, that's definitely more modern. I think hello is still standard, but hey or just a quick hi is definitely much more frequent.
All right, and I'm
Yeah.
having the last question for
Yeah.
you regarding hello. Can AI change the way we greet each other?
That's a really smart question. Maybe AI could make communication easier and smoother, so maybe less formality over time, but honestly, hello is so ingrained at this point, I don't see it disappearing anytime soon. Maybe AI assistants will just automatically respond for us, though, like, hi, how can I help? Or something like that. But hello itself is pretty hard to replace at this point.
Okay, if AI gonna AI gonna affect that the word hello, so how can it be effective on the word?
Mm. Honestly, I don't know if I would affect the word in the sense that I can make it change, but AI tech might standardize communication more. Like, if everyone's using assistants to filter calls, maybe that would affect the way we greet each other. I'm just a voice assistant, though. I'm not really going to influence actual greetings too much.
Okay. No,
Cool. Was that everything you wanted to know about hello?
yeah, that's the whole thing from my side. You make my day. And
Awesome.
you clear
That's
basically more question regarding the word
that's
hello
great.
for me. That's great for you.
I actually I actually wanted to ask. I was wondering how your day has been going.
Yeah. Okay. And thank you so much.
Yeah, how's your day been?
Yeah, it's going.
No problem. Cool. Okay. I'm glad it's going well enough. What have you been up to today so far?
Yeah. Okay. We will gonna
Yeah,
talk
okay.
some other time on some other topic. All right.
Yeah,
Good one.
definitely. Good. I enjoy.
तो ये था हमारा टास्क आज का जो हमने सी से माया से बात की है वर्ड ग्रीटिंग हेलो पर। इसके लिए जो है हेलो किस किस जगह इस्तेमाल होता है, इसको मशहूर करने वाला कौन था, फिर इसको क्या नाम है फ़ोन में आजकल के जो हम जब भी फ़ोन आंसर करते हैं तो हम पहला वर्ड हेलो यूज़ करते हैं। इसका ये बेसिकली आया किधर से था, इसको लाने वाला कौन था। फ़ोन जिसने जो है ईजाद किया था उसने जो वर्ड यूज़ किया था वो उसका कहना था आयो होना चाहिए। आईओ। तो उसकी जगह जो है फिर थॉमस एडिसन ने कहा कि जो है ना हेलो यूज़ करना चाहिए, ज़्यादा इफेक्टिव है और ये ज़्यादा लोगों की टेंशन गेन कर सकता है। और आप आज देख सकते हैं कि हर जगह जो है हेलो वर्ड बहुत कॉमन हो चुका है, मतलब हर बंदा वर्ड हेलो यूज़ करता है। तो आज का टॉपिक था, मुझे लगा हो गया, आपने अगर देखी है वीडियो तो आपको पसंद आया होगा। आज के लिए इतना ही, मिलते हैं फिर अलग किसी वीडियो में किसी अलग नए टॉपिक के साथ माया से बात करते हुए।